FC Barcelona head coach Hansi Flick wasn't entirely impressed by his side's 2-1 friendly win over Real Madrid at the MetLife Stadium on Saturday and demanded more from the players. MVP Pau Victor, who netted a brace and an Alex Val pivotal in both goals, were highlights as Barca made it 2 wins from 2 on the ongoing preseason tour of the United States, despite having notched victories at the expense of the last 2 winners of the Champions League in Manchester City and Los Blancos thus far on American soil. However, Flick conceded that his team has done great but also had faults to pick. João Felix made a surprising return to action in the colours of Atlético Madrid at the Coliseum Alfonso Pérez on Saturday night. The Portuguese international started and played the first half of the friendly game against Getafe, scoring in an impressive display. Felix returned to training earlier this week, having played a minor role in Portugal's European Championship campaign, which ended as he missed a penalty in the shootout against France in the quarter-final. The ex-FC Barcelona loanee started training alone but soon rejoined the group and has been training as usual alongside his teammates, despite reports that he was only talking to a small number of players, namely Portuguese speakers Reinildo Mandala and Samuel Lino. He was pictured later in the week alongside other colleagues. Manchester City have unveiled their latest signing, which has been heralded as a tremendous coup after getting the better of of their biggest rivals in the Premier League, including Liverpool and Arsenal. Manchester City have completed deal to sign talent Ryan McAdoo, who's left Chelsea Academy this summer. The move may yet help Man City earn a measure of revenge after making a colossal blunder when selling Cole Palmer to Chelsea last summer. Juventus manager Thiago Motta has confirmed the club's decision to put standout winger Federico Chiesa up for sale. Chiesa is out for transfer reasons, the same as the others who were left behind, other than Fabio Marti, who is injured. The Juventus boss said, as relayed by Gianluca Marzio, "We have been very clear with them. They are talented but must find other options where they will get more playing time. For Chiesa and the others, the decision has been made." Pau Victor stunned his club's bitter rivals Real Madrid with a 12-minute brace that put the Catalans 2-0 up in El Clasico on Saturday and saw him take home the fixture's MVP award. Madrid seemed to start sharper after the unwelcome pause, but Robert Lewandowski and Pau Victor expertly positioned inside the box to link up after Alex Val sent an inch-perfect cross their way. The Pole headed down the ball for the youngster, who converted from close range to open his side's account on 42 minutes. Pau Victor almost doubled Barca's and his own account by forcing a fine save from a Thibaut Courtois that was almost caught off guard. United's joint offer this week was £51 million and was rejected by Bayern. The report claims that Bayern are demanding £64 million for both Ligt and Mazeu. Earlier this week, it was reported that the camp of Ligt and Mazeu, who are both represented by Rafael Pimenta, were bemused by Bayern's response to United's offer. Bayern have informed both Ligt and Mazeu that they are not part of Vincent Kompany's plans for the new season. Erling Haaland's hat-trick, including 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, led Manchester City to a 4-2 victory over Chelsea on Saturday in an English club football friendly at Columbus, Ohio. The 24-year-old Norwegian striker scored a penalty in the 4th minute and, after a Moises Caicedo giveaway in the Chelsea half, smashed a right-footed shot into the right corner for a 2-0 City lead in the 5th minute. Only 17 seconds after the restart, Haaland then completed his hat-trick in the 56th minute after City forced the turnover in Chelsea territory. Haaland took a pass at the top of the box between 2 defenders and flicked in a left-footed shot for a 4-0 City edge only 25 seconds after the restart. Williams is yet to make a final call on his future, but he has decided that he will not be joining Paris Saint-Germain, who have been hoping to challenge Barca to his signing. Instead, he wants to continue his career in La Liga, meaning he will be at one of Athletic or Barca next term. Williams wants his future to be clear to both parties before he begins pre-season training under Ernesto Valverde. Liverpool boss Arne Slot has already contacted Darwin Núñez to tell the Uruguayan striker that he wants him to be the frontman for his Reds revolution. Tottenham will have to get creative if they wish to formalise interest in the former Liverpool striker Dominic Solanki. That is because the Cherries are insistent the 26-year-old striker will only depart the Vitality Stadium this summer if his £65 million release clause, which can reportedly only be triggered by certain clubs, is matched. Barca are considering not registering Araujo until January to create salary cap space, which would in theory help complete their summer transfer plans and register all available players within La Liga's books for the first half of the season. Ronald is upset with Barca over the registration rumours because the player believes he can return before January but would be unable to play without the clearance from the league. Araujo is now considering his future with his contract extension not yet agreed despite months of negotiations, and with plenty of interest from big clubs around Europe like Bayern Munich and Manchester United. the Blaugrana are willing to part ways with the player. Sporting director Deco is reportedly in favour of Araujo's sale due to the current contract dispute and thinks he can still get good value for the defender despite his injury. Tottenham's tour of the Far East ended in defeat as Bayern Munich swept them aside 2-1 despite being without many of their first team regulars. Gabriel Vidovic required just 4 minutes to break the deadlock, pouncing on an error by Guglielmo Vicario, while substitute Leon Goretzka took 11 minutes to double Bayern's advantage after the interval. Spurs fans at the Seoul World Cup Stadium were treated to a Pedro Porro long-distance special as the fullback struck from 25 yards midway through the second period, but it was not enough to preserve Spurs' unbeaten summer. The two clubs will reconvene at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in a week's time in what will be Spurs' final outing before their Premier League curtain raiser against Leicester City. Young Manchester United centre-back Will Fish was carried off on a stretcher during their 3-0 defeat to Liverpool on Saturday and faces a lengthy spell on the sidelines. Fish, 21, was booked for his reckless challenge on Liverpool winger Harvey Blair but ended up coming off worse in the exchange. The defender stayed down and clutched his face as he was attended to by the United medical staff, who soon called for a stretcher to be brought on. United boss Erik ten Hag went over to consult him. Ten Hag spoke to Fish while on the stretcher, with the young defender looking distraught with the new season just 2 weeks away. Real Madrid could be challenged by rivals Atletico Madrid for Aymeric Laporte. The Spanish international is rumoured to be keen on a move away from Saudi Arabia despite being under contact at current side Nasser until 2026. Los Blancos have shown an interest in a possible deal, but they will not meet Nasser's asking price in the region of €20 million. Atletico Madrid are still on the hunt for another centre-back despite bringing in Robin Lenormand from Real Sociedad. Tottenham Hotspur have identified Bournemouth striker Dominic Solanki as a target for this summer transfer period. It has been stated that Spurs are working on a deal to bring the English forward to North London this off-season. English talent found the back of the net 21 times and secured 4 assists in 42 matches for the Cherries last season in multiple competitions. The 26-year-old led the line well for Bournemouth based on his average of 2.9 shots, 1.0 key passes and 1.0 dribbles per game in the Premier League. However, he needs to work on improving his link-up play up top, as evidenced by his pass success rate of 73.7% in the English top flight.